Hello everyone, a very good morning. This is Jairaj Nadar representing Inogic. In today's session, we will talk about our one-click productivity app, which is click to clone, click to export, and click to undo. So for your information, all lines will be muted. In case if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the question window. I will be answering all of your queries while having a Q&A session. Before I start the session, I would like to give a short brief about Inogic. Inogic is one of the leading Microsoft Dynamics CRM service provider and an ISV. We are also an exclusive Dynamics 365 CRM boutique shop that has been in the business for more than decades now. We also been active in the CRM community in which our blogs are very popular. As you can see on the screen, these are all the various productivity add-ons which Inogic has to offer. Among all, I would like to talk about some of the key flagship product of Inogic, which is Maplytics. It is a market-leading CFMD certified product which provide capabilities like visualizing CRM data on map, route optimization, smart appointment planner, and much more. Next, I will talk about SharePoint Security Sync. It is a comprehensive solution for integrating Dynamics 365 CRM with SharePoint for the document management. And yeah, definitely we will be seeing all of these one-click productivity apps like click to clone, click to undo, and click to export in the today's session. So apart from this product development, Inogic is also an SI. We do provide an offshore development services by assisting our partners and the customers. So if you need any more information related to any of the product or a service related, you can do reach out to us at crm@inogic.com. So this is the agenda for the today's session, where we will be seeing how the productivity and the efficiency need to be improved, and followed by how click to clone, click to export, and click to undo. All of these one-click apps can really overcome those challenges. And finally, we will be having the Q&A session. So as you see on the screen, the stats that mentioned on the numbers over there is like 40% of the employees out of the Dynamics CRM world are been really spending task in doing a manual and a repetitive task, and which out of which 25% of this like has been doing and updating records in critical errors. So like definitely productivity needs to be improved over here so that they can able to give more business on a real-time value over there. So this is where our using a help of our click to clone, click to export, and a click to undo, where can increase your productivity on a daily basis, on a daily practice, which can reduce your manual task that you have been doing repeatedly out of the CRM, and you can also automate your task that you have been doing, and thereby increasing your efficiency. So now let's deep dive into the product click to clone. Click to clone, as I said, it's a one-click productivity app where you can clone all of your records in just a single click. And it also has the flexibility to choose which attributes and relationship that wants to be cloned. So this completely depends upon your choice whether you want which attributes and the relationship that wants to be carried over. So now we will see what are the key features or the interesting features that click to clone has to offer. So the main key features that you're seeing on the screen, like it is really easily configurable, where you can able to identify the target record as well as the clone a source record by simply configuring the prefix and the suffix that has been added to the records. And also you can clone a record for more than one hierarchy, like you can clone a record for one-to-N relationship, end-to-end relationship. And you can also automate this cloning of records with the help of a workflow. And let's say if you want to clone a bulk of records in a single click, so yes, that also possible with the help of our bulk copy feature. And the set references is the feature where you can able to identify the target record and the source record. So let's say the source record will have this target field lookup, and the target entity record will have a source entity field lookup. So this will easily put them to identify the easily. And not only you can clone a records of the same entity, but also you can clone a copy a record from one entity to another entity as well. And the get record is the one of the key important features, I could say. Like you can also clone a child record of the same entity from another record. And yes, if you require a multiple copies, you can simply select like how many number of copies that needs to be created while cloning a records. So if you enter the manually the numbers, so that will be so those number of copies will be created. And you can define the rules and the criteria for the selected entity records. So these are all the some of the key features of click to clone. Let's see all of these key features in a live action. So let me switch to my CRM window. So considering a real-time scenario, so I've configured the click to clone in a such a way into for my webinar purpose, considering a scenario as for from the many customers and the many different real-time scenarios that we have been coming up into the Dynamics CRM world. So let's take an example. So considering an organization where the respective users are working on a code entity record, and he's been manually creating a code on a daily basis, and the repetitive task of creating the same code and the same product that needs to be added against the code, so which is really time consuming for them. So they cannot able to do any other put an extra productivity hours or the extra productivity efforts in order to get those work done easily. So this is where to overcome these challenges, our product click to clone comes into the picture, where you can create multiple copies of a code in just a single click. So let's say, for example, consider I'm a user, I'm working on this code entity record, and I've created a code, added a products, and I want to create a copy of it. What I can do is I will simply click on this list and click to clone button over here. So once I hit on this click to clone button, it will ask you to choose the template. So the reason why it has been asked to choose the template over here is that if you have created multiple templates of the same entity, so then in that case it will ask to choose the templates, and there you see the option, the number of copies to be created. So how many copies that wants to be created, you can define it over here, whether you want to do it a single copy or two or five. So depends upon completely your choice. So you define the number over here. So now, for example, I've selected the template. I need to create only one copies, and I've selected the template over here. Since I'm cloning a record for the same entity, the code entity record, so I've selected the template that I've created, and based on the template that you have configured, accordingly the records will be cloned and the attributes will be carried over. So the number that you see on the screen, the 5, this is based on the template. So while configuring in the template, so if you have set, we do have a provision where you can set the number of copies to be created. So for this template, we have set it for an 5, but on the real time, if I can set it for 1 as well, and I click on OK. So once the cloning has been done, so you will see a copy of the record, cloned record will be seen along with the copy added as a suffix against this record. So now the records has been cloned. So there you see the record interested in a click to clone and a copy that has been added against this record, and also the product the line items that I have carried against this record. So this is completely based on the attributes of the relationship that we have selected against the while configuring the template. So that is the reason the product line items also been carried over. So there is how just on a simple click, on a single click, where all the records has been cloned, and you can able to easily create a similar kind of multiple codes at the same time, thereby reducing a lot of time consuming tasks that you have been doing. So this is for the code entity for a single entity record. Now let's say if I want to clone a record from one entity to another entity. So let's say I'm working on this code and I want to clone from a code to an order. So yes, similarly you can simply click on that click to clone button. Yes, you select the template. The records. So there you see the order entity. So now we have cloned a record from one entity to another, that is from a code to an order entity. So this is as really simple and pretty straightforward, where you can just need to create the template for the one time, and just based on the template configuration, the records or the copies will be created. So now let's see another interesting feature that I was talking about is the get record functionality. And this is where, like, if you're having a working on one of the entity record called as, let's say, for an opportunity entity, and you want to copy a child record of another opportunity. So yes, with the help of our get record functionality, you can able to easily achieve this. So let's say, for example, this is the opportunity in which I am working on it, and I don't have a product line items against this record, but I want to copy this product line item from another opportunity. So in that case, you can simply hit on this get record button against this, and here you choose the template. So I've selected the template that I've created for the opportunity and the relationship, which all the relationship that needs to be carried. So the product opportunities, and the important piece is like from which opportunity that you want to copy those product. So when you select this, so from this opportunity I want to copy the product line items. So I've selected. Once I hit on OK, once the record has been processed, I should be able to see the product line items has been copied from another opportunity. So there you go. You see the product line items has been copied from another opportunity. So this way, if you want to copy a child record from another record of the same entity, so then yes, with the help of our get record functionality, you can able to easily achieve this. You can also automate, like I was explaining while explaining the features, you can also automate this cloning of records with the help of creating an on-demand workflow. So over here, I have also created the on-demand workflow for this webinar purpose. So let me show you how the workflow will be triggered and how the cloning occurs over here. So let's take another opportunity. So this is the workflow, that on-demand workflow that I've created for automation of cloning of records. So once I created, so as soon as the workflow has been triggered, and so what exactly it will happen is a copy of this records will be created. So the workflow, so there you see the workflow has been triggered, and you see a copy that has been added as a fix. This is completely based on the configuration that I've said, the template configuration that we have created. The workflow has been triggered, and this record has been cloned and the copy has been created over there. So this is how you can also automate the cloning of records by simply creating an on-demand workflow in the click to clone tool. Now, if you want to clone a bulk record, as I was talking about, like multiple records to be cloned at the same time. So yes, you can select all of the record at the single time and just hit on that click to clone button that you see on the ribbon bar. And so this, once you hit on it, so all of the records, so it will ask you to choose select the template if you have configured a multiple template for the same entity, and just hit on that copy button, so that bulk record will be happening on the go with the help of our click to clone tool. So this overall covers up how the click to clone tool can really reduce the manual tasks that you have been doing, and thereby improving the productivity and increasing the efficiency with the help of our click to clone tool. Let me switch back to the presentation. So we will see the another productivity app, which is click to export. So which is really a user friendly experience in order to export all of your reports in a like CRM report, Excel report, Word template, report template, or an Excel template in just a single click. So these are all some of the key features that click to export product has to offer. Like it supports various file format like PDF, Excel, Word, and a TIFF, and you can perform various action with the help of the click to export UI. You can perform, like you can download, you can upload the file to the SharePoint, you can send an email to the required recipients. And the schedule report is I could say the important feature in the click to export, where you can automate the scheduling of reports by setting up the sender and the recipients in the email configuration. So this I will show you in the live demonstration how this auto scheduling feature works, and the supported report types. So click to export supports different reports like SSRS report, Word, Excel, email templates for out of the box as well as for the customer entities. And over here as well, you can automate the exporting of reports with the help of a workflow, which I shown as similar to like click to clone. Like you can create a workflow and you can automate the exporting of reports as well. And you can create a multiple templates for a single reports with a different parameter and the filter options that you can set it. So these are all the key features of an click to export. Let's see all these features in a live action. Let me switch to my CRM window. So yeah, I've configured the click to export, and these are the entity that you see on the click to export app. So over here also we will take a real-time scenario, considering like consider a sales representative working in an organization who used to create reports manually on a daily basis, and he used to send those reports to these respective managers, let's say the sales manager or the respective managers. So this is really a time consuming and a manual task on the repetitive task daily the user has to perform. And so in order to automate, or in order to do simultaneously do all of the actions, so we have a product called as an click to export, where the user can simultaneously send an email as well, and also he can able to perform a various other actions. Let's say if this salesperson simultaneously wants that files to be get added as a note against this record, so for his future references, or also he can download or upload the file to the SharePoint for managing the document. So yes, with the help of our click to export, we can able to easily achieve this. So there you see a click to export button on the top. Once you hit on it, this is the UI that you see for the click to export, and the two section that you see over here. One is the report section and other is the action section. The report section is where the report templates that you've been seeing. So which are all the report template that you have created while configuring or while setting up the click to export. So there are report templates that will be seen over there. So I have created the report template, the quote report, and I've selected that, and the different file format. So from which file that the file format that has been supported are PDF, Excel, Word. So on which file format that you want to export it, you just select that file. So I want to export in a PDF file format, and these all the actions so that you see over here. So let's say I want this file to be attached as a note. I've enabled this option, and when I enable this attached to a new email, so you see a new email section has been popped up with the predefined sender and the recipients that has been set. So this is completely based on the configuration that we have did it in the report template that we have selected over there. So based on the report template, that the email configuration that we have done, so that has been set it over here. And also on the real time, if you want to add any of the user or you want to set it, you can select it over here as well. So this email section has been predefined, and over here if you see what template that you want to set it. So based on the template that you selected over here, so that template will be set and it will be sent to the required recipients. So when you enable this option, auto send an email, so email will be sent directly to the required recipient with a no new email window has been popped up. So so for now, just we'll take two actions to be performed. So also you can, as I said, you can also upload the file to the SharePoint. You can download for your offline references as well. So I've selected now the two options. I'll hit on OK. So there you see a new email window has been popped up. So where the file has been added as an attachment against this record. And this is the template that we have selected while configuring that in the UI we have choose the template. So this is a template, and the file has been added as an attachment with the sender and the recipient that has been set. So just you can click on the send button so that the report will be sent to the required users. And let's go and check whether the file has been added as a note against this record or not. So if I go in the details tab, so there you see the file has been added as a note against this record. So this way you can, so with the help of this click to export UI, you can simultaneously perform a various action in just a single click. So based on the configuration that you did it for the template that you have created, or which are all the actions that needs to be performed. So just simply enabling that and clicking on one button, so all of these actions can be performed, thereby reducing your time consumed. So this manual task of sending an email can also be an automated. So let's say you want to schedule like the user has been sending a same report on a daily at a regular interval to the respective managers. So he has been doing this task manually, but we do have an option of an auto scheduling report. So that was I was been talking about while explaining the feature, the scheduled report feature, where you can schedule the exporting of reports that needs to be sent at a regular interval. So you can set what interval that you want to send those report with the help of the scheduled report feature. So this is a scheduled report feature where you just need to simply click on the new button and create and schedule a reports that needs to be exported and send it to the required user. So over here, let me show you one that I've already scheduled. So this is the reports that I've already scheduled, the quote entity, the quote report. So based on the template that you have selected over here, the CRM report template. So accordingly, and the configuration that you did it in the report template, accordingly, this report will be exported and it will be sent to the required recipient that we have set in an email body of this quote report template. So this is completely based on your choice, like you set whether you want to set this occurrence pattern on a daily, weekly, or a monthly basis. So if you set it as in daily, what happens is on every day this report will be exported at this time, so and so time, and it will be sent to the required recipients, so that you have configured or that you have set it in the report template. So that will be automated, so you don't need to do any manual task of daily exporting the reports, attaching, opening an email, attaching the file to an email, and then send it to the required recipient. So this is how you can able to eliminate those manual task of doing that or sending the reports on a manual basis, manually on a daily basis. And here you define the schedule for is a tab where if you add the users over here, so based on the user that has been added over here, it will be run under the context of the users that have been added under this report, that is for the daily report. And if you want to send any notification failure, you just enable this option and you can send the sender and the recipients over here. And if any failure has been occurred while exporting or sending a file to the users, so that can be notified to these those users accordingly. And over here you see the status, whether it has been succeeded or failure. If any failure has been occurred, then what could be the reason, that can also, so you can able to check it over here, if what was the reason, if it has been failure over there. So this is how you can automate the exporting of reports and send it to the required recipients with the help of our scheduled report feature in the click to export. So now let's see how we can automate. So as I was showing you in the while explaining our other product, that is for the click to clone, over here also we can automate the exporting of reports with the help of the workflow. So over here, let's say I'm working on this code, and I want in a such a way that, like, whenever this code is activated, the following actions to be performed, that based on the report template that I've configured. So in the report template, I have configured the action to be performed is the file should be added onto the note, and also a file should be attached in an email, so that these following two actions to be performed whenever I activate any new code into the system. So if I activate this, let's take in one of the other code and see how the automation of exporting reports works over here. Let's take an example of this code, and it is in a draft state now. So if I go and check in the details tab, now as of now it has been no new notes has been added against this record as of now. So we will activate this code. So whenever this event has been occurred, like whenever this code has been activated, so the workflow will be triggered, and the following two actions that I've enabled against this record that needs to be performed should happen over here. So that is, one is that the file should be added as a note, and the file should be attached as in an email over here. So there you see the file has been added as a note against this record. So this is the email that you see. The file has been attached in an email based on the report template that we have configured. So you can see over here. And if you want to add any of the users on the real time, you can add it and send it to the required users. So this is how exporting a reports with the help of a workflow can be done in the click to export. So this overall covers up, like, by using with the help of a click to export, you can automate scheduling of reports. You can simultaneously perform a various actions. So this really saves a lot of time in doing a manual task. So thereby you can increase your productivity. So now let me switch back to the presentation. So this is our third productivity app that is called as a click to undo. It is a productivity app where you can restore the record to its last known state. Let's say, for example, if you are working on any of the record and accidentally you made any changes, or you made any updates on the records, but you want to restore the record to its last known state, so then yes, definitely with the help of our click to undo tool, you can able to achieve this. So we have some of the interesting features in the click to undo. Like you can undo the last change. It's simply as like it is control set. You can restore the data to its last known state. And history is the feature where, like, let's say you have made a multiple changes against this record, and you want to know what changes has been done and when, and you want to restore those to its back to its known state. So then yes, this feature will really help in that case. And you can, if you want to perform a click to undo on a bulk, so that is also possible over here. And also you can restore the deleted records. So let's say if any of the records that has been got deleted into the CRM, and you want to restore those record for that particular entity, let's say, so in that case, yes, so you, with the help of a click to undo tool, you can restore that records. And yes, it supports out of the box as well as the custom entities as well. So these are all the interesting features of click to undo. Let's see in the live action. So I've configured this for my one of my use cases that we usually get from all of our customers. Let's say for the contact entity. So let's say, for example, I'm the user who has been working on this record, and what I done is accidentally I made any changes against this record. Like I've made changes against this business phone number, and then now I'm not sure whether this record has been uh, the data that has been present on this against this record is not correct or not. I'm not sure whether it has been right or not. And now see, the record got also been saved. Like if you, and if I want to restore this to its last, let's say I want the business phone number to be corrected against this record, so yes, you can able to simply click on this click to undo button. So once I hit on this click to undo, so you see get this message like last changes has been successfully restored. Once I can, okay, so there you see the business phone number has been restored to its last known state. So this is how, like, whenever the users are making any accidental changes like into the record in the CRM, so if you want to restore that to its last known state, so then yes, with the help of our click to undo tool, you can able to easily achieve this. And also if you want to perform any bulk performing the click to undo in a bulk, so then that is also possible. Just select it and hit on this click to undo button. And now let's see the other feature that I was talking about is the history feature. So let's say, for example, if I've made a lot of changes against this record, so I have renamed, or I wanted to, let's say, for example, if I've instead of I've done it in this and business phone number, I've made it into a different number, and I've saved this record. So like also 2 to 3 times or many changes that I have done against this record. I'm saying this is for the real time that I'm talking about. And if I want to know how this record has been, I want to restore, or I want to know what was the last changes that has been done and when, and I want to restore this data to its last or back to its original data, or the correct data. So in that case, what I can do, the similarly the same case, hit on this history button over here. So once you hit on this history button, so you can also widen the search. Let's say, like, you can start date and end date, you can widen the search, like how the history has been, like from when that you want to see the history that changes has been modified or against this record, so that you can see it over here. So these are all the history changes that has been done against this record. I can list it out over here. And if I want to correct it against this record, I want to set it with the correct data, so I will select it the record that needs to be restored to its original state. So I will choose the value that I over here, and I will click on undo. So the records can be restored successfully, and once that has been done, I should be able to see the record that has been restored. So now see the email that has been selected, and the business phone number I have selected the other record. So that is the reason I see the business phone number over here. So this is how the history of records that has the history changes that has been made against these records can be restored simply by clicking on this history button in the click to undo tool. So now let's see how if you have accidentally made any deletion of a record. So now the user in a CRM has deleted any of the particular record and you want to restore those record. So for example, if I'm selecting this Paul Dave, I'm deleting this record. So in this case, you see a restore button on the top of the ribbon bar. So in this case, you can simply hit on this restore deleted button, and it will list out all of the dates records that has been deleted against the time period that we have set it over here. So in this case, if you see, these are all the data that has been deleted over the date that you set it over here. So if I want to restore, I can select this record, simply click on restore. I'll click on OK, and if I refresh it over here, so there you see the Paul Davis record has been restored, and I can see it over there. So this is how you can able to simply restore the deleted records with the help of our click to undo solution, where you can just on a one single click all of your records to its last known state. So this summarized like overall about our one-click apps, where as you seen, like all of our productivity apps are just a click away to uh, get the work done, and thereby reducing your lot of time in doing the repetitive task and saving a lot of time, which improves your productivity and the efficiency. So now I would request you to kindly, so let me switch back to the presentation and give you more ideas on the products that are available on the app source as well as from our website. So you can download this all of the three productivity apps: the click to clone, click to export, and click to undo, which is a supported version from 8.2 and above, and the dataverse, and which can be deployed on online and on premise as well. So to get started with this, so productivity suite is really simple. You can download the solution from app source, and if you need any assistance in setting up the trial, or if you need any more assistance in configuring this or any of the tool into your environments, you can do reach out to us crm@inogic.com. We would be happy to assist you. Now let's have a Q&A session. So yeah, feel free to put your questions. I can able to answer you. So we have a question from one of our attendee. How long are the deleted records stored for before you can recover them, please? So we refer audit log of CRM to restore the deleted records. So they stay until the audit logs are deleted. I hope this answers your queries. So any more questions, feel free to put it in the question window. So we have other question from one of our attendee. How do you set up a SharePoint integration? You need to do the basic out of the box configuration integration between SharePoint and CRM from the document management area under settings. So if you need any help in setting up, so yes, definitely in that case you can do reach out to us crm@inogic.com. Definitely our team would happy to assist you in setting up. So any more questions, feel free to put it on the question window. So if you have any more questions that comes up later down, yeah, feel free to put it or drop an email at crm@inogic.com. Definitely, we will be happy to answer all of your queries. Thank you for attending this webinar. Have a great day. Take care.